So there's this YouTuber who has been getting quite popular lately, who I am a big fan of, named Any Austin, and his whole shtick is making videos about what he calls odd and unremarkable places in video games. And I really love that. I really love the idea of finding places that most people don't notice, don't see, don't look at, and admiring them for what they are. But I also feel like now, after watching way too many of his videos in a row, that I wanted to make my own video about the places in video games that everybody sees, that do have a lot of love put into them, into making them beautiful, such as the kind of view we're looking at right now, that people might just not stop to admire or appreciate in the way that I think they should. So I guess starting with this one right here is being on top of Zelda's Head. This is the first remarkable and interesting place in Tears of the Kingdom that I would like to show you. She goes more or less across the entire map, everywhere except for the Rito area, if I'm not mistaken. And you can kind of just ride her to wherever you want to go, collect her light horns as you sit on her back, and enjoy the view. I guess in a way this first bit is more of a skybox appreciation than anything, but come on. The golden scales, the glow effect on the dragons. How often do you get on a dragon, shoot their claw, and immediately dip? How often do you really sit and watch them recharge? They go from nothing at all, the light pulsating slowly goes up and reaches farther and farther up their horns and their backs until they are fully recharged. I think it's just gorgeous. And it's a detail really that I feel a lot of people fail to see. Something I think everybody does see though is her freaky eyeballs. Oh my god, these are so freaky. I wish that they didn't make this so interesting. Look at that. What a freakazoid. And here she goes, she's recharged. Look at this. You can't tell me this isn't mesmerizing. Right? Just grab a little bit of her horn real quick while I'm here. Okay, on to the next thing then. Alright, here we go. Zordas Domain. Again, another place that essentially every person has been. I think every single person who's ever played this game probably got to Zordas Domain. I mean, unless they quit super early on. This is after I have fixed it, obviously. I think underneath Zordas Domain is pretty cool. I would consider this to be one of those odd, unremarkable places, though, that Austin would go over. I, on the other hand, am more interested in another area. Alright, that's perfect. Now, I think the best time to do this is right after you complete Zordas Domain, if you really want to take it in yourself. But right up here, right after you complete it and the king is back and Sidon is there and his wife is walking out here, you can walk right up here onto this little whatchamacallit and look out at the fixed Zordas Domain. The place is loading in a little bit. And I personally just think that this is literally gorgeous. It's just so pretty. Especially in the morning or during a sunset time. Maybe it's just me, but this really gets me. Just how beautiful Zordas Domain really is. Just in general, honestly, this whole place, I think this is a great view of it. Just the whole of Zordas Domain, but specifically from right here. I think this is a really good viewpoint. For me personally, just a nice slow scroll of Zordas Domain. Right after you fix it, now this takes the cake. Now this is a remarkable, incredible place that I think everybody sees, but maybe not many people really take it all in, you know? And that's the whole point, right? It's taking it all in. Oh, I was hoping for a little bit of a better view, but get a nice look at the fish. Can I add the fish to the list? Man, Zordas Domain. Just absolutely gorgeous. Just a beautiful, beautiful place to look at, man. Look at that fish. Look at his weird little fishy face and eyes. What an incredibly interesting design. I saw Wiggly. Really nice, alright. I could talk about it forever, but it was mostly just me repeating the same things over and over again, so I think it's time to move on to a new place. I'd add Hyrule Castle to this list, just while I'm here. Hey, look at that. Yeah, this is on the list now. Let's take a photo of it. This was not on my list, but gee willikers, just look at the view of that place. It is so menacing. It is so otherworldly. You know what I mean? In a way. Absolutely terrifying, honestly. What a scary freaking place. I love it though. I love that it looks so scary. I don't think most people are going to sit here and watch the sunrise. Just looking at the tree and the way it's set up on, kind of on the path, but not on the path at the same time. It's this lone tree on this mountain. It's beautiful. It really just screams to me that somebody put this here on purpose. Not just because there's a Korok here, but just because of the subtle things, like the little patches of flowers, you know? And the view. You can see all the major landmarks, really, from here. At least the ones towards Hyrule and the Death Mountain, Zordas main direction. Zordas Domain direction. Tongue twister. And I just think it's gorgeous. Now, to make this a two-parter, this little medallion up here, not on Satori Mountain, next to Satori Mountain, but this spot on top of this rock, I think kind of just doubles the awe. You know what I mean? And you can really see everything. I don't know if most people will go up Satori Mountain. I'm sure if they see it glowing, they absolutely will. Maybe to get that shrine over there. They might not take this path up here, but if they happen to come this way while exploring for resources, that might happen on this view. This is a really... And there's a lot of places with really gorgeous views of Hyrule in this game. Don't get me wrong, I just think this one is at a really particular angle to be, again, particularly impressive. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me, and I think part of it is the dueling peaks you see back there. I wish there wasn't so much fog, but that's just how it is in the morning in this game, but I think that's about it. I've got one more place, I've got bonus footage that I got a while ago that I'll probably edit me talking over as our finale. But before I get to that, I just want to say I hope that this wasn't stepping on anybody's toes or anything. I'm probably not gonna do this ever again. Maybe if I find another game that really inspires me. I think it's more of just an homage to Annie Austin and what he does and his really unique and fun way of looking at games and exploring the little pieces that not everybody would think to. Something I partake in myself quite a bit, honestly, when it comes to playing video games, but I've never stopped to kind of share that with anybody else. And I do appreciate, you know, the effort it takes to make those and play through these games for like 40 hours or more. 20-hour game for 40 hours just to find these little bits and pieces that other people might not see. And this is, like I said, kind of just an homage, you know? A labor of love and appreciation for the craft, you might say. Oh, hey, I never even helped this guy. I'll do that in a minute. But first, I send off with another menacing, ominous view of spooky Hyrule Castle. Just being so eloquently spooky, creepy, scary. And then we'll get to that other bit of footage and narration to top it off that I said I had. There it is. What a spooky guy. Here we are, guys, back in the studio. The final area is, ta-da, ruined Gerudo Town. I love this place. This is a place you're gonna run into in your playthrough because it's required to beat the game. You're gonna see it's all ruined and empty, and you're probably gonna run right into the castle, find the hidden entrance, and go to the little cavern. But I think you should stick around and take a look at all of the effort that went into redesigning this place to be ruined. The sand piles, the knocked down stuff, all the pillows and things in the bar out of place. It's a lot of detail that was put into making this place look ransacked and abandoned in just a moment's notice. And I think most people aren't gonna notice. They're gonna run right past it. I think it's awesome. The footage here is actually after you originally come in. It's after you defend the bazaar. I had not managed to get a save the first time I ran in, and I was so upset, but I did realize that it's mostly empty other than a couple of the guards at this point in the game still, so I think that's fine. Just the vibe of it is so cool. It's so creepy. It's so uncanny and bizarre, and I don't want to say liminal because it doesn't really fit the definition, but it gives me that same feeling. I love it. Especially the room upstairs, her bedroom with her stuffies there, all abandoned. It's kind of scary, sad. I don't know. All the words I've already said, but you know, that's it. That's the list. Top 5 coolest places in Tears of the Kingdom. Here's footage of it at night. Have a great day.